here. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of the Beyond Best Show. It's your host, Elvis, and I know that it's been a little while since we have reconvened in this kind of video format. I've been doing a lot of just more NBA game breakdowns, and I honestly think that they've been coming out pretty good. I appreciate everybody for tuning into them and just letting me know what they feel about it. And all the feedback that I've gotten from it as well. I really appreciate it. And it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty fun doing that. It takes a lot of time to go through all those games. I basically watched the game twice to grab all those clips and things like that. So anyways, we're here. We had a really, really long past couple days, at least for like Knicks fans, after getting put out by Tyrese Halliburton. And man, oh man, I mean, I think just to start off, I think that it's just really important to let's break down exactly what happened and where the Knicks went wrong throughout that series. And I think it's really important for us to take a look at each other, right? Knicks fans, take a look at each other. Don't panic. The world is not ending for us. And I know usually I feel like there's two different kinds of Knicks fans. The Knicks fans who are delusional and think that they're going to win the chip every year. And then there's the fans who just think that they're the worst team ever all the time. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of stray on the other side where I feel like the Knicks are really, really bad. But whatever, regardless, that's still my team. I still rep them. And I think that all in all, we had a really great season. We had a super good season. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. That is a feat on its own. A complete feat on its own. So don't beat yourself up if you're a Knicks fan. Stop. Don't spread all that negativity. Stop. And also, if you think that if you're in the camp that Cat should get fired, you need to bounce. You need to bounce. I've seen way too many things about we need to trade Cat. Cat needs to get out of here. Karl-Anthony Towns is the only reason why the Knicks made it this far in the series. And just to give you a reminder, right? We were going to lose game 2. Was it game 2? One of those games where he completely took over in the fourth quarter. So before we get into that camp where, Karl-Anthony Towns needs to get traded, this and that, he played on one leg and he won us a game. And that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. It's been too long since we've had like a consistent, really good player. And he finally delivered. And I'll give him that credit. I'm going to give him that credit. Do I still think that he sucks defensively? And it's unfortunate that our best player on the team is such a defensive liability. Yes, that does suck. And unfortunately, that's just the case. But I'm still very grateful to have Karl-Anthony Towns on the team. And I very much look forward to seeing the rest of his career with the Knicks. Jalen Brunson. I feel like I have like kind of like a, how do I say it, like a love-hate relationship with Jalen Brunson. I think that he's a great player. And I feel like I'm going to get completely torched by saying this. But I think it's really obvious that he's not the best player on the team. Right? Am I wilding? Am I wilding for saying that? Tell me. You let me know if I'm wilding. Karl-Anthony Towns is obviously the best player on the team. And the offense and everything needs to be ran through Karl-Anthony Towns. Completely ran through him. I think we saw in this Pacers series multiple guard defenders switching on Jalen Brunson over and over and over again, overwhelming him, blitzing him, and him not being able to make any plays without the ball in his hand. And that is a real big problem the deeper that you get into the playoffs. A huge problem the deeper you get into the playoffs. It makes everything extremely way more difficult than it has to be, right? Think about it. Imagine we did beat the Pacers, right? You're going into an OKC finals. Shea, J-Dub, Caruso, Chet, all of these guys that they have are all versatile and can all consistently score and make plays for themselves. When you look at the Knicks, besides Jalen Brunson, besides OG sometimes, right? And besides Karl-Anthony Towns, what else do you who else do you really have that can be a point of attack offensive guy? Mikal Bridges is him. I love Mikal Bridges, right? And I also think that that's somebody who we should have way more touches for as well. But we hardly ever see that. It's always like, hey, we're doing really bad, Mikal. Please take the ball and make some plays. Like, you can't play basketball in a turn matter, if that makes any sense, right? It's like Jalen Brunson just took 4 bad shots in a row, and now we look terrible. The team is on another run. Jalen Brunson's gonna bring up the ball and he's gonna just force it and pass the ball and get out the way now. Like that rhythm doesn't work. That rhythm is never going to work, and it's never gonna get you all the way to the end. Which brings me into my next point. Karl-Anthony Towns, right? Best player. Jalen Brunson is the second best player on the team. We need Jalen Brunson. I don't want to get that misconstrued. But my third point was that we need a new coach. And what happens today? Tom Thibodeau gets fucking fired. And now, who knows who's going to be the next head coach? Which I think that's an awesome decision by the Knicks. I know that a lot of people are either number one shocked or upset about it. But think about it. The Knicks are actually finally making moves to become a better team. That's something that we've been asking for forever. Like, don't just settle with mediocrity, right? Become a better team. You notice that Tom Thibodeau did take you this far. Great. Thank you, Tom Thibodeau. Thank you for all the work, and thank you for building up this team. The past 5 seasons that he's been with us have not been failures. We appreciate that, right? We appreciate that. We appreciate him bringing us to the Eastern Conference Finals. But you have to understand, when there's a ceiling on something, you have to cap it. You have to get rid of it so you can move forward. For example, right, Golden State Warriors, when they clipped, what's his name? His name is going to come back to me. The head coach before Steve Kerr, right? Fucking Jackson, whatever his name is. The guy who pretty much made the Splash Brothers, right? They saw Mark Jackson. There you go, Mark Jackson. He pretty much made the Splash Brothers. He went on interview, said, hey, this is the best shooting backcourt ever in history, before anybody even knew who Klay Thompson, Steph Curry was, right? But they noticed that there is a ceiling with him, and they went with Steve Kerr instead. And then look at that, you became a dynasty from that. Whether or not that was strictly from the coaching, I don't know, but you get the point I'm trying to make. They I think we all saw the ceiling with Tom Thibodeau. Terrible rotations. Went to role players way too late in the series while they were cold. Horrible defensive schemes, and if you ask me, for a Tom Thibodeau led team to have this bad of a defense is really shocking for me. If you ask me personally, the way we guarded Tyrese Halliburton and Venom, Pascal Siakam, like, I don't know. I thought that there was a lot of other things. Get the ball out of Tyrese Halliburton's hands, number one. Number two, let's get right with the switches. The switches were terrible. I don't know. But I am really glad that the Knicks made that move. There needs to be a change there, and this is what it was. This is what was needed. This is what was needed. So now I'm really excited to see what's next. I'm super excited to see what's next. I think next season it's even going to be better. You have a Tatumless Celtics coming up. Pistons, I have to think about it. Pistons are going to be good, but I still don't think they're going to be better than Knicks. Pacers are beatable. The Pacers are beatable. The Pacers are not that good. And I'm going to get into that the next segment. The Pacers are not that good. And, right, I say that and watch them in the chip, imagine. And what I'm trying to say, that nobody's scared of the Cavs, right? Nobody's scared of them. The East is wide open is what I'm trying to say. Next season, I think there's a really big chance, a really good chance that we will be able to get, obviously we're going to make it back to the playoffs, but we might be like a 2 seed, 4th seed, the lowest. We might, I see us being another 3rd seed kind of team, but a good offensive coach and a good defensive scheme, this team could go really far. And that's all I will say. The Pacers really just beat the Knicks off being deeper team and fast breaks and Venom just slaughtering us. If you don't know what I mean by Venom, I think that Pascal Siakam looks like Venom. So that's that. Anyways, moving forward. So yeah, what's next for the Knicks, right? What do we do? What do I think is the next best thing for the Knicks? Obviously, Tom Thibodeau was. I wrote these notes down before the show, and I found out today, while I was at work, that Tom Thibodeau got fired. My notes were fire Tom Tibbs. That was the first. That was the first thing that I wrote down. Fire Tom Thibodeau, right? We need a better coach. We need somebody who's just a little bit more gelled and put together. Tom Thibodeau, thank you for your service, but we don't need you anymore. And I think we need to trade some assets for a little bit more defense. Mikal Bridges was good, right? But you can only be so great as just one person on the team. You need multiple pieces around you to become a better defensive team, obviously, right? I'm not saying anything like mind-blowing. But you can unlock Mikal Bridges by putting more defensive pieces around him so he could be that real point of attack defender that we think that he can be. So, anyways, let's go into the Pacers and OKC prediction. And what do I think this finals is going to look like? I don't want to toot my own horn. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm only here to be right. Because I'm okay with being wrong. I've been wrong a couple times already. Like I said, I was a firm believer that the Celtics were going to put belt to ass to the Knicks. And clearly that did not happen. But as I say that, I think that the OKC Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and those boys are going to absolutely demolish the Pacers. I think that I actually think that there is zero chance for the Pacers to win this series. Barring injury. Tyrese Halliburton and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is the better player? And if you even have to think about it, you're fried in your noggin, man. You're fried. Shai is obviously the better player. Obviously, I don't even have to go into comparing the two. Again, not saying that Tyrese Halliburton is bad. I actually am a pretty solid Tyrese Halliburton fan. I like his game very much. But we're talking about the MVP. Please, okay? Tyrese Halliburton, Shai Gilgeous is going to win that matchup. Miles Turner or Chet Holmgren? Miles Turner or Chet Holmgren, who are you taking? I want you to think about that. Think about that very carefully. It's not as easy as the first question that I posed. But I will take Chet Holmgren over Miles Turner. Why? I know that's kind of wild to say, right? Miles Turner is a bucket. I give him his props. I give Miles Turner his props. But I think that just Chet Holmgren is a little bit more how can I say this? I think Chet Holmgren has just more game to him. More game, more fire to him. I feel like once the game gets rough, I think that Chet Holmgren is gonna really eat that up. I've seen a couple times where Miles Turner, the game gets a lot very muddy. It gets really rough and it's just an ugly game. And those are the games that Miles Turner does not shoot well. But I feel like this game, this series is gonna get really, really gritty at one point, and Chet Holmgren is gonna feast off that. That's just a feeling, though. I don't really have concrete evidence for that, but I just feel like Chet Holmgren is a better matchup for here. But we'll see. Again, Miles Turner is a dog, man. I really like him, and I wish he would come to the Warriors. J-Dub, who's a two? Nembhard and J-Dub. That's actually one that I don't know about. Nembhard is good. I like Nembhard a lot. Man, I'm thinking about it, I'm getting so excited for this series. This is gonna be a great series. Anybody who's like, "Oh, this series is gonna be ass," this and that, you guys are just not real basketball fans. You guys are just not real basketball fans. I'm sorry. Like if you're not excited for these playoffs, man, like that, like I don't know. These have been the best playoffs that I've seen in a long time. Like me personally. Like, anyways, but I'm so excited for this series. J-Dub and Nemhard, the way that Nemhard handled Jalen Brunson this series, man, I'm a little afraid for J-Dub. I don't know if J-Dub is gonna be able to get off how he got off. So that is something that I will give the Pacers. They have really good wing defenders or point of attack defenders or guard defenders. They have really good ones, and they have a couple good defenders that you're able to hide Tyrese Maxey. You're able to hide Halliburton within that offense, and that's why you don't feel like Halliburton is such a burden offensively. But on the other hand, when you look at the Knicks, where every time you see Jalen Brunson, you're like, damn, dude, this dude is always getting cooked. But it's because there's not that many defenders around him, right? You have Karl Anthony Towns behind him as the back line. Like, what the hell is Cat gonna do? Cat could barely jump over a piece of paper at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, the Pacers have a really well-rounded defense, but I think that Shea takes the game over, and there's just no answer for him. I think really there's just no answer for Shea, but we'll see, man. We will see. I guess this is my time where I predict what I feel like is gonna happen. I think that the Thunder beat the Pacers in. I think the Thunder beat the Pacers in 5. Let me take a drink of this. Take a sip of this cup. Stamp that. Stamp that, clip that, whatever you want to say to that. I think that the Thunder beat the Pacers in 5. And that I'm being a little bold about it. I'm not gonna lie. Realistically, I would say 6. But I don't know. I don't know. I maybe part of me is just a jaded, upset Knicks fan. Maybe I'm just salty as fuck, and I just want to see the Pacers get their asses beat. That's valid. That's completely valid. But I just feel like the Thunder are just that good. I just feel like the Thunder are that good. And yo, before I'm trying to wrap this up real quick. Before any of that, I don't know how to say this without being disrespectful, but damn, bro, I can't believe Obi Toppin put us out, bro. Obi fucking Toppin is the one that did it to us with that dagger 3 and the dunk and all that shit, bro. Shit, dude. Like, there's no way he doesn't feel bad. He's doing it to his own city. He did it to his own city. Like, he gotta feel bad about that. Like, I know when he comes home, like everybody's gonna be tight at him. They gotta be. Anyways, that's really all I got for this episode. I am going to do a full breakdown of Game 1 of the finals. Again, I'm telling you, I'm so excited for it. Like, I cannot wait. And let me know what you think of. Let me know what you think of anything at all. Let me know what you think I'm drinking in that cup. Let me know what your predictions are for this finals. Let me know whatever you think. If you think that I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, if you think I'm preaching, if I'm bullshitting, whatever, you let me know. The next episode, I don't know when we're gonna release the next episode. Probably just between like maybe Game 1 or 2, or maybe after Game 2. But we'll see. I want to go over the NBA awards and list out all of them and which I think are a bust or not, or who got snubbed or not, and we'll kind of go over that and see what the vibe is. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you so much for following, for subscribing, for showing support, commenting, all of that stuff. I really appreciate it. Again, let me know whatever you guys think. And I'm out. I'll see you guys.